October is upon us. And look, my friends, here in Wisconsin, it is absolutely ridiculous. It is 80 plus degrees. This is weather we are all unfamiliar with here. But speaking of unfamiliar, let's talk about probably what I am most unfamiliar with in today's landscape outside of slang of young people is AI. And having just had a panel and moderated a panel at Being Social, um, which I wondered if it was a good idea or not because I don't have a realm in it. But then it thought like maybe it is the good idea because I don't have a background in it. And so it got me thinking about why I don't use it intentionally. Okay, the Geminis, the Groks, the whatevers. I get that I do have it finish an email here or there, whatever. It's like thank you or things I write all the time, you know. So it doesn't even really seem like AI. It just seems like repetitive technology that should have taken course by now. By how many fucking emails I write and how I write pretty much the same way at the end for most of them. So yeah, so whatever. I don't use them. I don't get into them. And I think it's in the same way that I have friends of mine that are older than me that don't even dabble in social media. You know, they don't have a social media account. They're single people that didn't have kids, that didn't have to do the whole grandparents Facebook thing, and just they never did it. And it's pretty fucking unique to me, if I'm being honest with you, you know, when I start to think about it, because social media seems like it's everywhere. I feel like I was one of the latest adopters. And I always say on this show, I only got on social media because of my industry and because of this show, frankly, is what brought me there. And now that I'm there, you know, most of the time I'm pretty happy I'm there. There's times throughout like the course of a year where maybe I'm not as happy to be there because it isn't as wonderful weather-wise. I mean, not weather-wise, but thought-wise. You know what I mean? Like the internet. I guess weather-wise, the internet's not a great place to always be all the time. So weather-wise, um, but my point here is that at the end of the day, adoption still comes as people are ready, right? And if they're not ready, then it won't. It, it won't be for them. And so for me, it hasn't been for me. Part of it, I think, too, is that because I hear so much of it in my industry, right? In automotive, it's like freaking everywhere. Everything is AI. And recently, I've learned from my buddy Josh Sack, who we work with on a few projects. He's basically we're talking about implementing AI at a dealership, and he's like, "Well, why don't we first work through all the automation available within the CRM?" And everyone was like, "Yeah, but we, you know, that's automation. We're looking for AI." And we all kind of looked at each other and went, "Oh shit, like, this is where we're at now, right? Like this is where we're at. This is where people are at. They don't. The two are no longer intermingled, and it's something similar. And that's why I say the term is so much oversold. AI, AI. I just, frankly, I think it's annoying to hear it all the time, and I like when I don't hear it. So, Grammarly, right? Something that's probably been AI forever. They have a new ad out about, you know, trying to reply to your boss or whatever, and it shows all these ideas and prompts and whatever. But at nowhere in this commercial do they ever talk about, mention as if to do anything with AI at all. What it speaks to is either sort of getting rid of the, you know, giving you options so that you can get rid of the writer's block, or the way I took it, and this is probably because this is where I live and how I live my life, I took it as efficiency, being more efficient. Um, that's how I took it. So I was like, okay, like I get that. But I guess what really I think concerns me the most is how people talk about it, AI, and how they talk about carrying on conversations and talking with it. And I think to myself, yeah, is that where we're headed with this whole thing? Because I don't that's not that's not interesting to me, man. That's kind of scary, weird shit. But then I also realized, or have been taught along the way, thank you to my guy, Brett Weiss. Brent's shown me so many times that it is about the prompting, how one prompts, garbage in, garbage out. It's a lot of data collection. It's a lot of information. There's a lot of learning that goes on. And so I think when dealers start to look to add it to what they're doing, I've got this circled in my notes twice over here, now 3 times. Why? I'm not an AI hater. Let's not say that. But I used to be called an EV hater. I've evolved. Anyone see last week? Come on, man. Evolved EV kind of guy. But AI, the question is why? Why do you need it? Do you have your low staff? We have phone calls. Like, okay, I'm starting to see applications for repetitive behavior, as I spoke to earlier, being able to be taken care of. Schedule service buttons, whatever, oil change, whatever. That kind of shit. I get it. There are robots you can call now and talk to, and you don't even know they're robots. Okay, fine. I'm okay. I'm good. As a matter of fact, I'm actually good. But the why is the biggest thing for me. Now, I also realize it's becoming more and more difficult, according to people, to find good help, consistent help, willing to work for the pay, etc. AIs for jobs, I think, is an overstated sort of fear that we all have. I don't have that fear. And I work in a world where it could, and I've seen applications of it. People have sent me applications of it doing, some of the stuff that we do. Good for it. I'm happy for it. Guess what? This is still, in my world, a client human business. If they wanted to trust their own artificial intelligence, they would have by now. And so you cannot cram all of what we do and how we do it into that. And I don't think you should try to. I think where I see it work, where I see it make sense, is inefficiency or unable to fill positions. That's what I would say. That's what I would say. And I'm wearing a hat of a company that is in the robotics world, but they're in a repetitive task business as well, creating machines that are super efficient at doing repetitive tasks, cleaner and better than the human hand. How can one complain? That's not going to necessarily fix what ails you. Okay. It's probably going to help you get, I would say AI is something that if you're trying to do, it's going to take the efficiency up, trying to get you that next 1%, 2%. I don't think you can go from shitty to AI to all of a sudden better, because I think AI, much like anything else, takes mad inspection. I know my team uses AI. I see them use AI. We've talked about issues with using AI, with trusting AI, with not double, triple, quadruple effing checking AI, because that's what we need. That's what we need. We need eyes on these things. And at a dealership level, at Being Social, I heard about guardrails, and for people and staff and usability for the business. And there's a lot with that. Does it understand legality? Does it get into that stuff in an ad space? How much are we trying to force into it? It's all happened. It feels like fast, but if you look at it really isn't as fast as it feels. It's been compressed. The growth, I'd say, in the last 48 months has been much larger than the previous 10 years. But there has been a gradualness to this whole thing, ultimately, especially in automotive. Like, we've heard it. It's Conversica, anyone? I mean, this is not, again, none of this is necessarily new. I think the speed at which it is advancing is new. And I think that's what scares people. And I think rightfully fucking so. I don't think there's any problem with people being afraid of how fast things have evolved in AI, in our world, in our business. It's crazy right now. It's crazy. We're moving at what feels like the speed of light. But just remember this. If you're a dealer shopping for AI, ask yourself this question. Why? Why do I need it? Why do I want it? And then if you get past that, go to how is it going to help me? How am I going to inspect it? That is all, my friends, for AI for me. I would love to hear your AI thoughts. Please always share them with us. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you again next week on the show. I want to talk to you a little bit about silos and how I think we can do better than having them. Thank you so much. Enjoy the start of your October.